Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how I achieved a super defined braid out on wet hair. Stay tuned. Okay, so starting on freshly washed and detangled hair, I've already applied my leave-in conditioner, which is very important. So next all I do is apply my styler of choice, and I make sure I saturate my hair with the styler. And my hair is already detangled, so I'm not going to comb through it or brush through it. So I'm just smoothing in the product, making sure it's distributed all throughout my strands, and then I proceed to braid. So I section my hair off and then separate each section into 3 smaller sections and begin to braid, or as some say, plait my hair all the way down to the ends, and then twirl it, give it a little twirl on the end, and that's it. Okay, so I did zoom in because I can't assume that everyone knows how to braid. So I zoomed in so you can see how I braid and plait my hair down. So for me, I realized in order to achieve a defined braid out with minimum to no frizz, is to make sure my hair is super moisturized. I have to apply a lot of product for my hair. I have to apply a lot of product and to make sure it dries completely. For years when I used to do braid outs, I would think I'm gonna have a bomb braid out. When I take it down and it's a mess, just a big frizzy mess. So I've learned, for me, my hair pretty much has to be saturated with product, not even necessarily water saturated, but saturated with product. And I noticed that helps cut down on the frizz for me. Also, it depends on how many braids I put in my hair. I learned that for my hair again, that I can't put too many braids, and I also can't do them too big. So pretty much like medium size braids, and for me that's about 14 to 15 braids. Definitely no more than 15. More than 15 is too much for my hair. I've experienced frizz with too many braids. I've experienced frizz with not enough braids. So it depends on your hair. So this is what works for me. So as you'll see, when I get to the ends of my hair, I'll go ahead and twist it instead of braiding it, just because it's harder for me to start taking down a braid if it's braided all the way down to the ends. So I like to twist the ends. That way it's easy for me to open it up and then proceed to take the braid down. That's just what I like to do. Alright, so I'm done. I have all the braids in, and normally I will leave the braids in overnight. I prefer 24 hours at least to let it dry. You can also sit under the dryer if you don't have as much time, but I do like to give it at least a full day to dry. So when it is dry, I go ahead and take off my bonnet. Yes, I sleep in a bonnet. And I begin to proceed to take down the braids. I always start with the oil with every single style that I'm taking down. And I, as you see, loosen the twist up, then begin to separate and unbraid my hair. Okay, so this is probably the most important part, the takedown. You have to be very careful, because with this is where you can make or break your style. You can go from a defined braid out to a defined frizzy mess. Well, I won't say mess because you can always tweak it and make it work. But if you're going for a defined braid out, this is where it's very crucial. Take it down slowly, take your time, and be careful when you're separating it. So I only separate it where it naturally separates. I don't force it to separate. I just run my finger through it, as you'll see, and I just pull it apart where it naturally wants to separate. Okay, so right here you'll see where I'm separating my hair. So all I do is run my fingers down the hair and you'll see that it just naturally separates, and I just pull it apart that way. I don't force anything else. I just run my finger down and it separates, and I see where it's separating and I just pull it apart. And that is how I retain definition, reduce frizz, and get my super defined braid out. Alright, so that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one showing how I go from my defined braid out to a super stretch voluminous braid out. Thanks for watching. Bye.